Hello everyone, my name is Fedro and this is Cozy Fedgy, and on this channel we cover a variety of things such as video essays, reviews, JRPGs, and all things cozy gaming. Now, by the time this video is uploaded, it'll be want to say a week or 5 days up until the launch of Switch 2. And since the Switch 2 is coming soon, that means that this original Switch's lifespan or life cycle is coming to an end. So today I want to share a love letter to why I love the Switch so much. For me, the Switch was the console that really brought me back into gaming. It really reinvigorated and reawakened this new love, or this old love that I had for gaming, and reimagined it and pushed it in a way that I've never honestly expected to see it. And so today I just want to share those things about the Switch. Now, the Switch is not the most graphically intensive or the best console in the world. It definitely has its shortcomings, especially we're really seeing those shortcomings in its later life, towards the end of its life cycle. But I still gravitate towards it from time to time, and it really has become one of my go-to consoles. And with the Switch 2 coming out, I feel like I'm probably going to enjoy the Switch even more for what it is and what it has to offer, and to really take the time to play my backlog with it. So let's go back all the way to 2020 when it all first started. Back then, I feel like for most of us, we all know what happened in 2020. Miss Rona decided to wreak havoc around the entirety of the world and forced us to be at home. And at that time, I was in my last semester of college, getting my bachelor's. And at the time, I had plenty of free time, and the job market was absolutely utter dog poop. And so with all the free time in the world, I decided to pick up the Switch Lite. A very popular game that was taking the world by storm was all over my Insta feed, all over my social media, and especially my YouTube feed. And that game is none other than Animal Crossing New Horizons. I remember seeing so many of my friends playing this game, and I got very much, indeed, had a lot of FOMO with this game, and I really wanted to pick it up and play it, but of course I'd never Switch, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to bite the bullet and I'm going to buy a Switch Lite. I have a bad habit of picking up hobbies and dropping them all the time, and I felt like this would be one of them, so I decided to get the Switch Lite because I wasn't sure how extensive of a gamer I was at that time. I mean, let's be so real, I wasn't a gamer. I hadn't picked up a gaming console or a video game in years, and so I decided to get the Switch Lite because it was the least expensive of the option. I didn't see myself playing it docked mode, and if worse comes to worse, if I didn't love playing it, I could just give it to my brother, and I know he'll appreciate it for what it was. But I don't know what they put in this game at the time. I don't know if it's had a lot of, I think there's a lot of contributing factors to us being at home. We had a lot more free time, hours just to play whatever, and I sunk in an ungodly amount of hours in this game. I think from now, I have about 1,000+ hours, but when I first played this game, just opening up for the first time and seeing that opening trailer of going to your new island for the first time, and opening and seeing your island for the first time and seeing it just be completely bare and nothing but trees and your two starter villagers and Tom Nook and the Nook twins, it was just such a peaceful and calming time. I feel like this game came out at such a prime time, a perfect time, because we needed that peace and that calm, and the world was really crazy at that time, and this brought a lot of comfort and peace for a lot of people, including myself. And this really was the gateway drug for me to explore more into the system that is the Switch. Now, fast forward, I want to say October of that same year, I had bought my brother a Switch for himself, but I got him the OG Switch, and I decided to pick up another version or another copy of Animal Crossing New Horizons, because such an annoying thing about Animal Crossing is that you can't just have multiple save files. In order to have a new island, you had to have a whole new Switch. And so I decided to pick up a physical version of Animal Crossing, because at the time when I got my Switch Lite, they were sold out. So I decided to get the Switch version, or the physical version, and play it on my brother's Switch, and I realized, oh my god, this is fun. Playing on docked is fun. Oh no, did I make a mistake? And so a couple, maybe a week or so later, they had just restocked on the Animal Crossing edition of the Switch, So I decided to pick it up and I bought another one. I traded in my Switch Lite for this one, and I'm so glad that I did, because playing on docked mode is a lot of fun, and I really do wish that I kind of went with the Switch version, or the OG Switch version first. But the Switch Lite is still really great, especially for its more, I mean, the Switch is portable, but I feel like the Switch Lite is a lot more portable. And I'm also kind of regretting selling that. And I wish I got and I kept the Switch Lite. That we can have all of the switches in the Switch family, the Switch Lite, the OG Switch, and of course I do have the OLED as well. However, I still and very much enjoyed my time with Animal Crossing. And so with the new Switch, I had to, of course, pick up games that I feel like would really optimize the docked mode of it. And so the next two games that I picked up, or one of the two that were definitely on my like wish list, on my radar, that really actually got me into the JRPG genre, and just why you see me today on this channel talking about JRPGs so much, are because of these two games. And those two games are Fire Emblem Three Houses and Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Now, out of the two, this was the first one that I picked up and played, and oh my god, I feel like Fire Emblem Three Houses has such a huge fan base, and it, for many people, including myself, was the entry to the franchise. I absolutely loved my time with this game. I put in also another ungodly amount of hours in this. I played through every single route. I've done the secret route, the DLC, every so often with all these games that I mentioned in this video. These are like the three staple Switch games that I have in my catalog that I wish everyone to have. And this one in particular, I put in so many hours, and I definitely have the itching and the craving to pick it up and play it again, even though I've seen everything that this game has to offer. There's nothing new to it, but there are definitely times where I want to do like an Iron Man run where I completely allow my units, if they die, and I don't like revive them, because I know with this game you have the time skip or the rewind, not time skip, but the rewind feature with this, so you can really egg your way through and not having to worry about your party members dying. I also want to do a route playthrough where I have my units be built, or build them on their weakest role, I guess, is that's what I'm trying to look for. Nonetheless, I absolutely loved my time with this game. I feel like the premise of going through three different routes in this medieval fantasy setting, I just really loved my time with Fire Emblem Three Houses, truthfully. I loved the story, each main lords or ladies that you play through, and the units and the characters that we play through in each house have such unique and different stories. And as the story goes through, I feel like I got to grow alongside with them, and I really enjoyed my time with this. And it also made me realize I do really like tactical and strategy RPGs like this, and it got me back into playing the other games in the franchise. And it made me pick up a 3DS and a DS and play the 3DS titles. And I want to go back and play the other titles. And the other game that I picked up as well that I mentioned is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Funny thing about this game is that when I picked it up for the first time, it took me a couple tries to really get into it. For whatever reason, I just wasn't grasped when I first played it the first two times. It wasn't until, I want to say, I don't know, I think the fall of 2021 is when I finally played it from entirety to entirety. Not entirety to entirety, because I didn't explore everything that's had to play, because Xenoblade Chronicles is a massive open world game RPG that has such great story building, great world building, and great characters throughout all the entries in the franchise. And I can honestly sit here and gush about all of them, but this was the one that really, again, got me into the franchise. And I remember playing this and finishing this game, I think, during my Thanksgiving break that I had from work. And I remember just being like, oh my god, why did I wait so long to play this game? Because I've had it for at least a year or so once I finally completed it. And it is such a beautiful game that goes over grief and coming of age and learning about oneself and finding your own role and how you fit into this big world that we live in. I just love this game so much, and the characters are great. I feel like this was a great foundation of the Xenoblade Chronicles franchise, and again, it got me to play the other entries, and this is definitely one of my go-to JRPG franchises of them all. And what's great about the Switch and the games that I mentioned is that those games have other games that have also come out on other consoles and other handhelds that push me to explore new genres and explore other games throughout that franchise. And I have now since found such amazing franchises that I love to this day because of the Switch. Honestly, if it weren't for the Switch, I would not be here today filming this video, talking to you guys, and making content. Now, I know that the Switch does have its gripes. It's not the strongest or the beefiest console right now, and with the Switch 2, hopefully it kind of answers those questions of better graphic fidelity, and more games to be on the console. But the Switch really was a casual experience at the beginning, but it became a well loved, and I've cherished it so much, and there's so many memories from the Switch that I hold very much dear to my heart today. And I know many of people may share the same sentiment as well. Now, I know this is kind of a very short video, but I just wanted to just talk about and gush about the Switch because it really is that console. She really is that girl. And I know, again, like I mentioned before, many people have their gripes with it. I have my gripes, especially towards the later end of its life cycle. It's definitely showing its age for sure, but I still will hold it. And I feel like in years to come, we will look back at the Switch as ahead of its time, a trendsetter, and really is that console or handheld, again, or hybrid. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on the Switch now that we are coming toward the end of its life, and what are some of your favorite games or some favorite memories or fun moments that you have with the Switch. If you guys enjoyed this video, do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Bye!